It's Monday at 1 o'clock. Welcome to the Mary D. Welch Show.
Hi, everybody. We're back again for a wonderful, wonderful Monday. Well, I tell you, 2020 is almost over. We're down to days, just days, winding on down. But you know what? Make them good days. Don't just, everybody, you keep hearing about 2021. Let's not rush 2021. Let's enjoy 2020. So I just wanted to say that as we get started for today. I'm glad to be here. I'm just so excited. We have a special guest today. Her name is Arlyne Thompson. Oh, this is really, when I tell you a special guest, I've known this lady for, oh my gosh, probably over 25 years. It's been that long, but you know, in that time period, I've watched her do so many phenomenal things. She is now, right now, she's a CEO of a corporation called Welch from the neck up, in addition to so many other businesses she has. I can't wait to share with you this wonderful, wonderful friend of mine, Arlyne Thompson. Arlyne?
Hi.
Hi. Welcome, Arlyne. Welcome to the show.
I'm so excited to be here. I truly am. I'm excited. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Oh, you're well. I was just, as I told everybody, I know that you're a guest on the show, but you're more than that. It's been a ride, hasn't it, Arlyne?
It has been an amazing ride. It's a story you couldn't have written, you couldn't have foreseen. It has just been absolutely amazing. You know, all of the things in life we've had the opportunity to go through, and here we are today with you with your own TV show. So
thank you. I tell you. Well, I know what I always try to do is let the audience kind of get an idea of who you are, like where you were born, where you were raised, just who you are as how you became the Arlyne Thompson that we know today.
Wow. Well, you know what? That's a great story because I just missed coming into that next decade. I was literally born in 1949, and I was born in Los Angeles, California. You know, my father was a Baptist minister, and he was head of the BTU, which at that time was called the Baptist Training Union. And my mother was a nurse, and I had one brother. He was 2 years older, so I was the baby. So I grew up as the only girl with no sisters or anything like that. So I had opportunity to be able to start traveling at an early age because my dad, one of the things he did, he traveled different locations. So he would wake us up like 2 o'clock in the morning and he would say, come on, we're going on the train. We go down to Union Station and we would catch the train to San Francisco. We would travel by car with the usual stuff that people travel with, right? The fried chicken, the cake. And I remember we had a 55 Chevy Bel Air. And I remember, you know, we laid on the back seat, my brother, and then they made a pallet on the floor in the back seat. So, I mean, we kind of traveled in style because we were able to stretch out. How about that? but I had the opportunity to literally go from there. And, you know, I kind of remember, you know, the days when we walked to school. We lived at that time, it was called Watts, but now it's called South Central. So, you know, at that time, it was a very, very integrated community in the 50s and 60s. And, you know, after that, able to attend Southwest College. I was one of the first ones to enter that college. It was just built in 1967 and have an opportunity to do that. And then I got employment during the time, right after the Watts riot, the county, the state, the city, Pacific Bell, they were hiring people. You could get a job, and you could get a good paying job with a pension and
Right.
security. And I'll just end that with hated it.
Well, you know what though, but at the same time, it was a start. It
It
did.
was it was a start, but you know what? After 30 years of employment, it was like, all right, I want my time back. I want my time freedom, and I had to figure out a way to be able to do that, Mary. I really did. I had to figure out a way to do it.
I know. I said, well, you know what? You did. You figured it out, Arlen. You
I
figured.
did.
I
I
mean,
did.
I can't even begin to tell you how proud I am. I know what when the first time you had told me the first time you ever spoke publicly was when I did the first Fridays years ago, but I didn't know it at the time
Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? My father was an entrepreneur, so I think I got it from him. And
though.
I remember, I was working in San Bernardino, and I remember when First Fridays got started by you. And
Mhm.
at that time, I said, okay, I'm going to open up a business, and it was called Etc. Design. And with that business, I was in business with Cynthia Duvall. And one of the things that we did parties, decorations, balloons. I have my own helium tank. I still have that helium tank today. And, you hired me to do the decorations. And then I
Mhm.
got into network marketing, and you were hosting different entrepreneurs, giving them an opportunity, just like you do now, to be able to showcase their businesses. And we were the special guests. And I remember my sponsor, his name was Cornell. I will give his last name. But, we were in the room, and sometimes you need people to push you, to give you that gentle nudge to move forward. And I remember he said, "Oh, you're doing the presentation tonight." And I could still remember that out of body experience. I was like, all I remember was saying a few words, and I was shaking so hard inside. I was like, oh my God. But that was the catalyst. That was the root. That was the seed that really kind of propelled me, and I built up confidence. It took me like another 8 to 10 years to really come
Right.
out front, but because of you having that venue, having that opportunity, and that door open, I was able to literally move forward in so many areas. So thank you.
Arlie, I appreciate that, but I'm gonna be honest. I remember that night because I don't know if you remember, when you finished, you asked me, you were talking and you said, "Can you tell I was nervous?" Do you remember that?
I do. I
You
certainly
said to
do.
me, you said, "Can you tell I was nervous?" And I told you that night, I said, "No." I
Oh.
thought you had been doing it. I had no idea that was the first time you did it.
Well, I must have been cloning from him. I must have literally cloned from him because he was a great influence in my life. Because, Mary, one of the things I learned to do was to really watch people who are successful. I watched how they spoke to people, how they treated people, and I would have these amazing, literally, what do I call mentors that literally, showed me how to be able to literally be in the people business, because that's the business that I am. It's all about people, 100%.
It is,
Yeah,
and we're going to talk about that because, as I said, just know that evening, I would when you told me that was the first time, I can tell you right now, I was really proud of you
thank
because
you.
they'll tell you that the people, some people would rather die than public speak. You
That's
know,
true.
it's like,
And that
I
was
know
me. That was me that night.
I know
Me.
public speaking is bad, but I don't think death is better. I'll put it like that. So
Right.
you have been on ever since that day, though, Arlen. You've been
Wow.
you've been on a rocket ever since then. But you are the CEO of Neck or Wealth from the Neck Up. You're,
And yeah, and you know what? That came about through another member, another business that I was in. And I went from this company called Excel Communications, where that's where I
Mhm.
presented with you. And I went on to this company called Maxis 2000. And I was just so blessed to be a part of that because it was teaching people a financial education. And I remember sitting in the room, literally listening to someone who talked about you have to create wealth from the neck up instead of the neck down, because
Uh-huh.
if there's one of you, you're only trading time for dollars. And that
Yeah.
kind of stuck with me. You know how people can say things? And
Right.
here we are, fast forward, literally about, I would say about 12 years ago,
Hmm.
launching Walk from the Neck Up seminars. And the purpose of that was to literally give people who have a voice, who never have a platform to present, never have the opportunity to be able to launch their book or to be able to literally have the opportunity to speak and show their talent. So I wanted
Hmm.
to create a showcase for that. And you know what? It did happen because now Wealth from the Neck Up Seminar is hosting, along with my amazing team, CT, the
Hmm.
Western Region Red Carpet, which is in its 10th year. So I never imagined that I'd be working with big companies like Caesars Entertainment, have an opportunity that the mayor of Las Vegas comes out, that are, literally having the opportunity that, professional entertainers, and bringing that experience to people. And I always say you give people more than they expect, and
Right.
how they feel and how they come out of that event has truly changed a lot of lives. So I'm very proud of that. And we're going to be switching to a more expanded, venue, and having an
Uh-huh.
opportunity to create that next level through the virtual stream.
Oh my
And
God.
it's just
Well, that's
things are
everybody's.
virtual.
That's
Yeah,
that's just the way of the world right now. But we
yeah,
all it's not going to be here forever. This
that's
is
true.
temporary, and it's going to change back. I mean, thank God it's going to change back. I mean, there's vaccines coming, and this is just a temporary situation. Unfortunately, as I mentioned before in one of the broadcasts, what hurts for me through all of this is the loss of life.
Yeah,
Loss of life through this has been tremendous, and I know we can't get it back, but how can we just stop that? I can't hardly watch the news because it's
right. I understand.
that passed. And then I was just on a call just before this one, and the gentleman said a group met for Thanksgiving, and the mother-in-law passed away, and the mother is in the hospital.
Wow.
They had Thanksgiving together. No
Yeah,
one knows who had it, or who knows. We don't. There's no way to know.
it's
So it's
true. It's
those
true.
things that. But I'm going to get back to the topic at hand.
All right.
In addition to you're starting your corporation, it's an LLC. You all you've been featured in magazines.
Oh my goodness. Yes. The first time was Success from Home magazine. That was the first one. And then
Okay.
it was another issue, and I got a full spread in this magazine. And you know what, Mary? Again, that old shyness, that hesitation. I
Right.
remember when they came to do the photo shoot at the house, I was
Uh-huh.
literally sweating bullets. I was so nervous, and I wouldn't even look at the pictures later. So you want to see the picture? I said, "Oh no, I don't want to see the picture later." And then when the magazine came out, I was just,
Mhm.
oh my God, it was surreal,
Yeah.
because one of the things that happened to me, and I just thank God that literally I understood the power of speaking things into existence, how powerful
It
that
is.
truly was, because, my journey into the industry was definitely based on, what do you want and how much do you want to make? And when I spoke it,
Mm.
literally within 45 days, I was making that amount, and I was just literally blown away.
Wow.
Featured in Keith Locke's book, The Women's Journal, and having the opportunity to literally be on the company videos, and just so many things that I was like, me, me,
And
you know, I probably played it small, but I'm so glad that I did, because
yes.
through that, to be so blessed that I was able to literally walk in the overflow. It's that's such a great testimony and
Um,
so many things that have happened in my life, and I'm sure we're going to get to that.
I can tell you, much of it I've witnessed. I've literally seen, like you said, when you were in their other business. I remember that, and we are really partners, I guess you could say, in this business.
Oh yes, oh yes, and, and,
And we're
and
going to definitely talk about that. But I wanted to take people through your successes because they've been so. I mean, how many countries have you been to now? Do you know?
I was putting them on the list. I would say countries, states, literally over 50, over 50. I've had, I mean, through the decision, I always say this, Mary, is that every every single thing in life begins with the decision.
Yeah.
And once we make that decision, the next thing we got to do is take action so we can see the results of that. And, that's one of the things, I have these isms, that, people laugh at me because I always say, you should be clapping, wealthy from the neck up.
I
You
know.
better ask somebody. I got all these isms that, and to me, they're just principles that, just keep going and going and going. So, when I um, got started in this chapter, I'll say
Uh-huh.
it
Uh-huh.
has been a 15-year journey
I can tell
through
you, Arlyne,
all the hills and the valleys.
the one I like, I think my favorite one is a closed mouth. A closed mouth won't get fed.
Won't get fed.
I don't know why that's my favorite one.
But you know what? And I used to use the example because when you have children and you have babies, and
Mhm.
I remember the Gerber baby food, and they used to have the peas, and then when you try to feed a baby something that they want, you're an adult, they're a baby, but you cannot even get it in their mouth. They are not going to swallow it. They're going to spit it back out. And
Yeah.
so that's why I said a closed mouth won't get
Won't
fed.
get fed.
So that's one of my favorites too.
It is. I've been hearing it, but I know we did a isms one day. Coach Arlen's isms, and we went down the list, but it was just so it really touched your heart. That's the things that were going on. Well, I
Oh
know too. You had, like you said, for 30 years you worked on a job. You worked a job,
yes,
corporate
yes,
America.
in corporate America, yes,
You knew when you retired from that job, your income was going to be limited.
yes.
You,
My income was, it was like, honey, can I have $20? Because along the way, I had made some retirement mistakes. I opened up a business in Inglewood, California. I had a dress shop on La Brea and Centinela. We
Mhm,
relocated to the Inland Empire, where we literally purchased a house with 2.5 acres with horses and chickens
mhm,
and ducks
mhm.
and it was a garden and all of that stuff. Now,
Right.
mind you, I'm from LA. I was never a country girl, so hauling hay in my cutlass was like the order of the day. So I had to put the hay in the trunk, and my husband at that time was working in Denver, Colorado. So I was out there with the kids, and I tell you, I learned how to overcome.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just
Oh
put it like
yeah.
that. Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
learned how to overcome.
Well, then you made it, but you said, okay, you made some mistakes. So we all do. I can tell you that now. And
Yeah.
but you said yes to something that you really be honest. Did you really know what you were saying yes to?
Let me just say this. I was in the financial business, and they were having some difficulty. So I was kind of looking for something. And I
Okay.
got involved in another communications company. And I remember we had to do all of this paperwork. And,
Mhm.
I just thank God. And I believe that this solely was God ordained. This
Mm.
lady who had seen me in other businesses, now she wasn't anyone that I communicated with, but
Right.
she would call me periodically to join a business, right? So
Mhm.
here's Miss Bessie again. Arlyne, come on, let's look at this business. And I said, Miss Bessie, I am not interested. I was kind of rude too, as I look back. And so she came back at me, Mary. She came back at me. She said, "You never do anything with me." I said, "Okay, Miss Bessie, I'll take a look at it." So Miss Bessie has set up with the number one money earner to, to meet with me, right? Because this lady had been to California over and over again, and she wasn't having any success, but she was determined that she was going to continue to move forward. So when Miss Bessie said, "Okay, I'm gonna arrange with you to meet with Juliet," and we were supposed to meet on Limonite and Centinela, Limonite and Camino Real at the Starbucks. Now she took Florida to Riverside, and I didn't even show up because this is what I say: I had not taken it from my head to my heart. And
That's right.
she tells Victoria she was calling me and drinking coffee. But look at this. It ain't nobody but God. 30 days later, she called me. She said, "I'm coming to town. You stood me up. Can we meet?" I said, "Okay, come to my house and I will feed you breakfast."
Oh,
That breakfast changed my life. This young lady
oh,
came in, and when she said, "Hey, I made $84,336.42, and she did it in October, November, December." I said, "Can you show me how to do that?" She said, "She said, yeah, if you follow my instructions." She said, "Well, how much you want to make?" I said, $10,000 a month. She said, "Okay." She said, "Just follow my example." And I started doing something at home every single Monday night. And literally, within, I would say 45 days, I literally was making that and became the first director in the state of California. I'm like, that wasn't even my pursuit. I was having fun. I was having a ball. But the feeling of walking in the overflow,
yeah.
being able to bless people. I had a grandson that was here, Mary, this weekend. He said, "Grandma, I remember when you flew us down to Florida and we had that Disney credit card. And when you walked in the room, we had all that food. You snatched that credit card from us." And so, but check this out, Mary. So he was here yesterday and he
Okay.
said, "Grandma, I want the whole family to go to Disney World and I'm paying for everything." So I said, look,
Look at
you gotta pay it forward. That see,
oh, that's
said
wonderful. The
everything
next
that
generation.
yeah. So I just said, you gotta sow those seeds that
Oh,
to be able to do that.
thank you. I'm going to read the comments. It says, Coach A is an awesome leader and trainer. So happy to know the awesome woman. Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, that's nice. Thank
I
you.
know.
Oh, that's handsome.
And they know they can, those are people, I think you can do it. I don't know if it's YouTube or I think YouTube you can write, or it may be even Facebook. They can make comments. But
Okay. All right.
you can
Cool.
make comments anytime you want to make the comments. We'll try to read them when they come up. If we miss them, put it,
Okay.
we'll definitely read them. But I'll
All
tell you,
right.
that is a story that, well, you think about your number one, your grandson never forgot that. He never
No.
forgot that.
He
It's
said that too, Mary.
yes,
Yeah.
it's still with him.
Yeah.
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 Some people don't know the company that we're talking about, and it's called Surge 365. So we're just
Yeah.
talking generally, but that's the name of the company, Surge 365.
Yeah.
See the link at the bottom is scrolling down at the bottom, and then I just wanted to make sure to tell people that because people don't even know the company that we're talking about and what it's capable of. It is a travel,
Right.
but I'm going to let you tell more about it, Arlyne.
Well, as Mary was talking about having the opportunity to be a travel, I'm just going to kind of, fill it in. And
Mhm.
when you have the ability to travel better for less, it just really can change your life. And and you have the opportunity, I always say, to have a new profession too, as a travel advisor, as a travel agent. And there's so many ways that you can literally be all you could be. I feel like every skill that I've ever learned, I've been able to exercise in this business. And I
Oh,
tell
that's
you, when I think about, having an opportunity that my first excursion with that lady that I stood up was going to train in Kona, Hawaii. And so we had gone to Hawaii, and I remember we were staying at the Sheridan, and she said, "Let's go swimming with the manta rays." And you know what, Mary? At that time, I was like, "I don't know what a manta ray is." I've been wearing glasses since I was 8 years old. So I was like, snorkeling and all that was not on my agenda. I learned how to swim at Athens Park in LA. Okay. So when she said that, we were able to, literally go swimming at midnight with the manta rays and then take a helicopter ride. So I became a little more fearless because, we know fear is a liar, false evidence appearing real.
That's
And when
right.
you say false evidence appearing real, it is false. And so the wonderful thing about this company is it's not like anything else. It's
Right.
more like a family, and
Mm,
you get surrounded with literally like-minded people, and literally it's like one team, one dream. Because
yeah.
the goal is not just the money, but it's life enhancement. I've seen so many people's lives change, and
Oh yeah.
as our founders always say, there is a special anointing on this company
Mm,
because even in the midst of the pandemic, even through the midst of anything, this company has literally withstood, the fiery darts, the arrows, the spears, and they even had a nuclear bomb hit them. And guess what? They're still standing.
mm.
So, I always say to
Wow.
somebody, if you're looking for something that you can really sink your teeth in, a
Mhm.
company that has literally a movement. And we're in the midst of all of the things that are going on. And I always
Right.
say you can control your own economy. So when you can do that and you can
Right.
create your own economy and have the opportunity to do it through something that's fun,
Right.
something that you have the ability to get unlimited support, when you have a company that gives you a free vacation anywhere in the world. Now, Mary, I got my free vacation. Did you get yours?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And
Yes. Well,
so,
before this vacation, what was it? 2 years ago, we were in Brazil together.
yeah,
We were. Oh,
Salvador Bahia, and
we
we
were
were
in
able to
Brazil.
go and have that experience, Mary, where when
Mhm.
we were in Salvador Bahia, we literally were where Michael Jackson filmed, They Don't Care About Me. We
Yeah.
were able to see where there's still a community where the African slaves were dropped off, and there's still that same culture there. And then
Yeah.
in addition to that, I did something that I never thought I'd be able to do. And that was literally jumping off, hang gliding, literally on the back of a kite, underneath a kite, I'll say, off the tallest mountain in Brazil. I crash landed on the beach, but I tell you, Mary, let me just say this.
Mhm.
What I found out is fear is a lie. I was weeping like a baby before
Mm.
I got on. But one of the things I was able to do is to know what it feels like to soar like a bird. And there's nothing like it to be able to see all the beauty that God has. So the first thing I said, oh my God, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for letting me see this. Thank you. I was just like, and I still lose goosebumps even when I think about that I did
Yeah.
something that most people on earth will never
Never
experience.
do.
And then
No.
when I
Never.
got down to the bottom, Mary, I said, I'm gonna do it again, but I lied. I will never,
You said,
I
you know
will
what you
never
really
ever
said?
do it again.
You were so,
No, no.
you were so
Uh-uh.
glad that that thing
I'm
landed.
not.
Well, I tell you, I saw the pictures and I saw the video, and you know what? Honestly, you did not look afraid. I'm gonna tell you, I think the fear we do it's an inside job because
It is.
outside you didn't look afraid at all. You didn't look scared. You didn't look afraid. You just look like, oh, I'm just gonna jump off this mountain. I'm like, okay. But you know what I think it is? Once you do things like that, then your courage gets stronger and stronger.
Yes, yes.
I
It
can't think of anything you could do now that somebody could present to you that you wouldn't be able to do within reason. I mean, within reason, but uh,
well,
I just,
I look. Let me be transparent. I did go to Castle Park in Riverside, took my grandkids, and we got on the Ferris wheel, and that ride scares the heck out of me. So go figure. I jump off the tallest mountain, I won't get on a Ferris wheel. Come
no,
on
I
now.
understand. It's something about that. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is either. It creeps me out.
But that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah,
That's only one
yeah,
instance. Come on now. I'm gonna
yeah.
the moment right here. We're going to have just a quick commercial. I
All
like
right.
to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming. Those of you, I know some people tell me they're here for lunch and they're not able to stay the whole time. I would like to
Okay.
thank you and tell you that this show, it goes on because of you. You're sharing it with your friends, telling your friends. Those of you that are not able to see the entire show, you can come back and you can always see the replay. But I would like to tell you thank you. So that's a commercial.
That's a
So
commercial.
that's a commercial.
That's what I say. You should be
I
clapping.
know. But I know too. I said, Arlyne, you've done when you swam with the manta rays. Were you
Yes.
in?
I swam with the manta rays in Kona, Hawaii.
Okay.
4 o'clock in the morning, we went in a helicopter and we went over the volcano that just had erupted. And the lava flow was flowing, and we could see these giant holes that were in the earth. And literally, the lava went out into the ocean. So I said, I got to experience the earth getting bigger and having the opportunity to be able to see that lava flow and just create. And it's just part of God's creation. Can you imagine that? But the trip of a lifetime was to Egypt, and that trip to Egypt in 2018 was unbelievable. I took that trip shortly after my husband passed away, and I already had it planned. And I'm so glad that I went ahead and went because I think it was not only a lifetime, because as my seeing the Ten Commandments when I was like 5 years old, always being fascinated with Egyptian pictures and taking my son to see the King Tut exhibit, out in LA. And, I think he was like 8 years old. And so I was always fascinated. So it was always on my live list. I don't call it a bucket list because I'm too old right now. I got less time before me than I do behind me. So I choose to live life every day. So what happened was, going to Egypt, um, it was such a spiritual experience for me to be able to actually see something that you always dreamed about. And our hotel was right across the street. So you think the pyramids are sitting way out in the desert somewhere. They're only like a block away from the hotel. It's like it's weird to see these ancient ruins and all these cars going by. You can walk across the street to them. And that experience was unbelievable. We were able to go into the Museum of Antiquities. We were able to literally see where they had flooded. They created a dam. And we went to Nubia. I call it Nubia because we were able to see the Nubians and we go over to the ruins there, literally see them make alabaster, how they carved it out. And then you imagine going into the Valley of the Kings, actually into the tombs, and seeing these thousands and thousands and thousands of years of literally history. So that was a major experience. But guess what? We left there and had the nerve to go to Dubai. So that was
And
my
you've been to Dubai.
Yeah,
Was
my
that
third
your
trip
first
to
trip?
Dubai. Yeah. So
Was that your third trip to
that
Dubai?
was my third trip.
That's what I
And
was going to say. Yeah.
yeah. So it feels like home going there. But
Yeah.
I always say this: never have a preconceived notion. Find out for yourself what you hear in the news, what you hear other people say, unless they really had a bad experience. But
Right.
for the most part, what you find, even when I was in China, that most people want the same things. They want a roof over their head. They want to be
Yeah.
able to spend time with their families, to be able to
Yeah.
feed their families. And
Yeah.
human beings are human beings, no matter what culture that you're in. So
That's,
I'm
that's
excited. I'm building my live list again.
okay.
There's some new places that I want to go. So,
Where,
I
no, what's on your list now, Arlyne? Because I know you've been on, I can't even count how many cruises. So we
oh
know.
yeah, I'm yeah, I'm platinum with that. I'm almost diamond. So, and
Okay.
you
So
know,
what's
yeah,
next? What's next?
you know what? Cancun. I'm going to be
Okay.
celebrating. I'm going to do 2 trips to Cancun. I'm going in a few weeks.
Okay.
Going down to a 5-star resort. I have a swim up room. So I have a pool that's going to be on my balcony that I can walk into, and then I can swim to the big pool, but nobody can see me. So I can put my swimsuit on. Nobody can look, right? And I love doing coordinating events. So
Mhm.
team members that are going, we're going to have some fun, some meetups, and I call it paper dolls. I grew up with paper dolls that
Right.
you put the clothes on. You don't know nothing about paper dolls, right, Mary?
No,
But
I
anyway,
remember the dolls. I do. I do.
so we would put the dresses on the paper doll, and
Mhm.
they their little the shoes or sweater or something. So we
Uh-huh.
do that. We have a jungle night. We're animal friends. Just do some fun stuff. Because guess what?
Oh,
It doesn't matter how old you are. Still have fun.
all
And
right. All
yeah,
right. That's the
keep
name of
doing
the game, really. I
it.
believe this one. I mean, every single day. Don't just wait. Because some people say, well, till we do this. And we're gonna wait every single day. It should be fun. It should be some you get jump out of bed. That's what I tell people. I've been retired for 8 years now. It's like I don't just get out, I jump out because a whole lot to do,
Yeah,
fun activities. It's just a different way of looking at life.
right.
That's
It
what
is. It is.
but it's
And you've done some amazing things too. And, I remember in Brazil, your husband in the canoe. Hey, Oliver.
I know. He's watching. Oliver's watching. That's what he
Hey,
does. He may say something. He watches the show, and at the end he'll come in. And he goes, "Oh, that was a good show."
Oh, good, good,
I
good.
know. I remember that in the canoe. It was we had when I tell you we had a
We had so much fun.
just
Absolutely.
literally enjoying life. Just enjoy.
Enjoying life.
But
Yes.
you gotta go and you gotta take chances. I've heard people say, "Oh, I don't want to go. I have to fly. I have to do this." I just get on the plane and I take a pillow and I'm asleep before the plane.
That,
I
uh-huh.
just go to sleep. Yeah, and because or take a book. I do something, but I
Yeah.
don't. And I'm not saying you don't worry because it's like anything else. But I've learned I give it to God. I'm just gonna be
That's
honest.
right.
with God. That's
That's
what I
right.
do.
That's
So you
right. That's right. Yeah.
comment. It says,
Yeah.
I'm going to Cancun. This is from Catherine Robinson, going to Cancun also, and they'll have a wonderful time. So Catherine said that. Thank you, Catherine.
Woo-hoo. All right. All
I
right.
I saw Joyce Hughes and I saw Yvonne White. Hi, ladies.
Hey.
And this is from Joyce Hughes. Coach Arlyne is one of the greatest leaders in the industry. I am so grateful for the knowledge shared and you have spoke on and the information she pushes to the best version of ourselves. She pushes us to the best version of ourselves. Thank you, Joyce. I tell you, sometimes I can't always catch it and sometimes I can, but thank you. And thank you all of you for your comments because they really do make a difference. And I definitely try to catch them before they get off the screen whenever I can. For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Now we have traveling. You have traveling goals. Are there any personal goals that you're moving toward or thinking about or anything like that? Because I
Well,
go on.
as we look forward, I want to use my skill and talent in a more inspirational way.
Okay.
I recently joined a Bible study with my cousin, and it's just been really therapeutic. For those that don't know, my oldest son passed away in
Mm,
May, and the one thing that God has spoke to me is that He came that we might have life and have it more abundantly, and I had to kind of moving from one grief to the other. How do I not sit in a corner? How do I not get up every day? How do I not look forward? How do I not appreciate this life? And I just, when I say everything is based on a decision,
yeah.
you can literally, have the ability to be able to do that. And I just believe that God has given us the ability to be able to do that. And, when we talk about the mind as the battlefield, I just, whenever something comes there, you know what I say? I'm not taking that class. I'm not taking that
But
class.
and
Them
I'll
clocks
tell
come
you.
like that. I said, "Oh no, I'm not taking that class." So
I
I just,
know.
I just cast it away to be able to
Mhm,
move forward because
mhm.
I believe that this is what we know. This is our gift to be
It
able
is.
to live. in the earth realm and to be able to do these wonderful things that God has set up for us. But a lot of people are in fear, and a lot of people just don't believe that they have opportunity to be able to do it. But I'm a living, walking witness. You can. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that there's not days. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes,
That
I
you don't
do.
want to get up. I'm not saying that. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that there's not triggers that will shut me down. But
Yeah.
I have to get up, stand up, and press forward and make it happen. You
And
know.
I'll tell you, because you've been through your tragedies were horrendous. First, the loss of a husband. And was it less than 2 years when your son passed? Was it less
Yeah, my husband died July 4th of 2018, and my son died in May of 2020. And I
So I
lost
knew it
my
was,
only nephew in January. So he and my son were 6 weeks apart. So that was my brother's only son, his firstborn, and my firstborn. My brother and I both lost our firstborns. Yeah,
that is, I mean,
yeah,
I mean, I don't even know what to say because I do know. And as you know, in our family, we lost, it was my brother and my mother within a 90-day period. And it was,
mm,
I literally was just, I couldn't hardly function. I
mm,
really, I became inconsolable and I couldn't, it took a while. Let me just say that. It
yeah,
took a while for me
yeah,
to get myself together. And,
mm,
and so I know, I think the difference for you, to me, is that you have so many people around you to lift you up, to get
mm,
you going again,
yeah,
to get you, um, you know, going in the right direction. It's like we weren't going to let you sink into that depression because
yeah.
this is what I think about the depression. You don't know when you're going to come out of it.
That's true.
You know, it's not going in it. It's when do you get out of it? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
The blessing is I just thank God, Arlyne, for your courage. You have encouraged so many people to.
Mm,
It's not that we don't grieve, but we
yeah,
don't stay there. You don't.
right.
You may rest there for a minute because we all gonna grieve. That's our
We all
child.
do. Absolutely. Absolutely.
But you rest there. You don't stay there. That's I
Right.
think the biggest difference. I think that
Right.
people haven't realized that
That's
because
good.
all of us we all have an expiration date. There's no
Exactly.
doubt about that. So that's what the reality
Exactly.
is. Yeah, that's the reality.
That's, yeah, and that's where the decision is, to press through. And you're absolutely right. Exactly what you said is exactly what it is. So you have your days, but boy, when I look forward to the future, it puts a smile on my face,
I know, no,
Yeah.
it
And I
gets
said, at the end of the day, is one of the things you realize that your character and your integrity are the
uh-huh.
most valuable things that you can leave behind. What I find out, is,
Yes.
what are they going to say about you?
I tell
What
you,
lives did you change? Yes.
I'm trying to read the comments. I saw Cindy Duvall. She's had a comment. June Williams, Coach Arlen, you are such an amazing person. You keep us motivated regardless of what you may be going through. I give God all the praise for you being in my life. That's beautiful.
Don't make me cry, y'all.
This is Cindy Duvall.
Wait,
Cindy
wait till
says,
after, wait till afterward.
Coach Arlen is a great mentor, leader, and proof that lifestyle change is possible. Thank you, Cindy. And
Yeah.
it's Oliver Welch says, thanks, Doc.
He always calls me that.
Oliver,
That
Oliver.
boat out.
I tell you, I don't think any of it. I think I did my videotape that. I think I was.
I got some pictures. I got some
Uh,
pictures.
well,
Yes,
we will be traveling again together. That's for sure. Now I know
absolutely.
we didn't mention about the red carpet. We haven't even talked about.
Oh, yes, yes. The last week of April, we do these incredible red carpet events, and that's for anybody. You don't have to be a member of Surge to attend to have these lifestyle experiences. So we're going to be going to the Venetian and sitting in the ice bar, and even if you don't drink, what a great experience to be in this place where you can put on a code and we're going to have our reception there. We have a huge travel expo and they give away free trips. So that's something you might want to look forward to being a part of that. And the industry, it really teaches you how you're able to tap into the largest industry on the planet. I know right now, as you saw from, the holidays and everything that's coming up, with things being able to, affect a change, there's
Mhm.
more people traveling, but more importantly than that, you need a vehicle to be able to create wealth. So when we look at the Western Region Red Carpet, not only do we have amazing opening ceremonies, you're going to get some
Yep.
empowerment training. You hear from
Yep.
incredible speakers. We've had Les Brown, Sharice Irby, so many of these amazing industry speakers come
Mhm.
in, and we'll have that. You'll be able to literally participate in our gospel fest because one of the things that we always do, we give God the glory. It was set up so that we could give God the glory. So I'm telling you, we've had the Brazilian dancers, samba dancers come in, and everybody's on the floor. We've done
Yep.
Mardi Gras. We have someone who plays didgeridoo, and I'm
Yep.
telling you, the black and gold ball. Oh my goodness!
We've
And
been there for all of it.
white party. Oh my goodness! So get your all white outfits on. Get your formal black and
Mhm.
gold. So even if it's a black dress with a little gold on it, just come. And you have the opportunity to be able to do that, and you can register. I'm thinking maybe somebody go in the chat room, give me the link. I'm like, I can't think of the link right now. Okay, but somebody go in the chat room. They'll put the link up for you guys to be able to participate and get a ticket for that. So it'll be April 28th, 29th, 30th. Yeah, and then we'll move into May 2nd. And that will be the culmination, the Mob Museum. So you're going to have all these incredible excursions to be able to do while we're at this 10th annual. This is our 10th year, and it's the Diamond. Ooh,
Oh
everybody's
no,
going
we already are there. We have our tickets. We have.
yeah, 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 yeah.
We're
You don't
excited.
wanna miss it. I'm telling you, but Mary, you could probably say it even better.
Oh
You
yes,
get
I
carpet.
tell you, it is an experience. I would tell anyone, and it's one you do not want to miss. It is everything first class, 5 star. You cannot ask for a better time. You cannot in Vegas. And so anybody, when you miss it, you've missed it. You don't want this. One of those, you don't want to miss it because
Right.
you see the planning and the love that goes into that event. It's so you get more than what you could have ever
Absolutely.
it for. And that's when you give something, Arlen. We don't want to miss it because we don't.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to miss this one. We had to postpone it because of the COVID. But
Right.
guess what? We got everything in place, social distancing. Everything is, it's a safe environment. We've created that for you. So just don't be fearful. Come on out and enjoy the experience. And I tell you, you got about 5 months, so you got a lot of time to be able to prepare for it. So we're excited about that. And thank you for letting me share that.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. I think because what I've learned, if people don't know about it, they can't participate. They got to at least know it exists. So
Right.
they can always, if you didn't see it go by the screen, you can go to the Mary D. Welch and then in the comment in the marydwelch.com site and
Yes.
name and information, and I'll get everything that you need to you. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
Because we
All
have,
right.
I really wanted to go over with you too, Arlen. This is something near and dear to you, and that is financial freedom for men and women. Why is that so near and dear to your heart?
Well, you know what I said, that wealth is created. And I knew that, I see people who literally are living from paycheck to paycheck, that they don't have the opportunity to have that extra income. And even if it's an additional $500 a month. And everything is based on principles, Mary, whether it's biblical principles, whether it's financial principles. You
Mm-hmm.
cannot participate in that unless you literally, I mean, fear makes no money, and I love
Mm-hmm.
the fact that, our buy-in cost for a lifetime is literally $499, one time lifetime. And that comes with the $99 a month that will
Mm-hmm.
allow you to get a vacation. Now I'm taking my vacation voucher and I am going back to Dubai and staying at a palace, and the palace is free. And that means I could take my girls. I'm raising my two granddaughters, so one is 18 and then one is 14. So I could take them, take my family with no additional cost, and the only thing I got to pay for is airfare. I think that's amazing.
That is amazing.
Yes. And when you look at the principles of wealth, the number one thing is don't be mad because people save on their taxes. Because you have a business, the laws are written for the business owners. So the things that you previously were not able to write off, you're able to write off. And then you have the tax advantages of a business for $500 and literally having an opportunity for that. The second wealth principle talks about leveraging. Well, I worked for those 30 years and they leveraged my time, my skill, my knowledge, my education. So you got to be able to leverage. And then the third one is when you stop working, you continue to get paid. See, during the pandemic, when we were shut down, the residual income comes in month after month after month for work that you did 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago. That's residual income. And then the fourth one is you got to be a part of something that's literally a trend. We see so many things that are shifting. We see so many things that are changing and literally changing people's economy. And you have the opportunity to be able to do that and something that's a red hot trend. And we know that travel is not going away.
No.
We know that it will be on the upswing. So would you want to be ahead of the curve or behind the curve? I'd rather be running the race, and be so far ahead. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be so far ahead that, wow, when they come, it's it's gonna be it's gonna be like overflow for us. So that's why I'm excited. And when you can literally walk into a restaurant, and I don't care if you say, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this, you can buy it. If you need to bless a family member, you have the opportunity to do it. I know my two cousins, when I first got started, I said, come on, I'm taking you on a cruise. There's nothing like that. My daughter furniture and I took her shopping and literally from the washer and dryer to the kids' bedroom sets, everything. I was able to do it and it didn't affect our budget. To be able to buy my husband a BMW, I'm saying this. It was all through a decision that I made. And the other thing was to take action behind it. And not everybody has that kind of success. But I will say this, an extra $500 a month can literally change your life. And I teach my debt termination class of how you take that income and you attack your debt. And once you're debt free, you can pay cash for anything, right? If you only have your mortgage and your utilities and your phone bill and all the other stuff, you can pay your Visa when you use it. You can pay your MasterCard when you use it. That's where you want to be. And if it's just about making sure that you can keep your car full of gas, if you have groceries in the refrigerator, that you can spend time with your spouse or your family, that's what wealth to me is all about.
It is. It's really it's time freedom. That's really
it really is.
Not only to have the money to do it, but if you don't have the time to do it, then you can't really appreciate it.
Hallelujah. That's right.
You got to have both because, like you said, we travel quite a bit actually. And if the blessing is that we have the time, and even if you don't, if you're on a job, just knowing that you have a vacation makes a big difference. Knowing you have a cruise coming up, even as and the company says, healing nations with vacations. That's the new slogan. Because it is, I don't care what anybody says, every time I've gone on a trip and I've come home, every single time, it always looks different. Even though it's the same, it's everything's still in the same building, but it's different. You've gotten a new view, and it just, I can't even explain it. I don't even know how to explain that feeling, but I know the feeling because when I come back home, I always feel that I'm glad to be home, but it's just changed, and you can look, and
Yeah.
it's like a refresher to your mind, and
It
so
really is.
your mental health is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
absolutely, absolutely. And like I said, I wanted to do something fun, and so many of my friends wanted to do something that was fun, something that wasn't stressful, something that you choose. It's your choice. And that's what I love about Surge 365, because even if you want to give it away, you can earn money, right? Even if
Yeah.
you have the ability to give away the Vortex, it's free. And every time the customer books travel, you earn reward credits. So we went to my salon, Mary, and I had the opportunity to use my reward credits from my excursions, kept my money in my pocket. So that's when I say, when you talk about recapturing your
Yeah.
own money and putting it back in your pocket, that's what you want to do. You want to get on the other side of
You.
that. And again, I always say, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Mary runs an incredible, incredible travel business. She and I are business partners in that arena. We create 32 income streams with Surge, but she has her TV show. She's an author. She's a publisher. She's a TV personality, and for me, doing West Coast Women of Wealth and so many things that we're expanding on. But we still have time to do our business. So whether you want to do it part time, full time, half time, little
That's
bit of
right.
time, it doesn't matter. You can still get involved with that. That's what I
Mhm.
love about Surge.
Oh. Well, I can tell you, um, as we're nearing the end, is there any words that you want to share with our audience today, Arlyne? Something that can be near you?
I just have to say, what kept me going, what keeps me going is that really look around and be appreciative of your life. Because like Mary said, everyone has an expiration day. I want you to really look at how you can press through to live your best life. This is
Yeah.
all we know. I mean, this is what we have. And to squander it or to wait, I always say use wisdom in your decisions, but enjoy the life that you have. I'm 70, I think I'm 71. Today I'm 71. Yeah, I'll be 72. Look, 2021, it came fast, right? But I'm
Mhm.
71 years old and I feel like I'm 40. That's because I have this zest for life, and I
Yeah.
and I trust God, that, and I
Ooh.
thank him for giving us this opportunity to
Yeah.
be able to live and enjoy the things that he's created. So look around, look around, look at the trees, look at how so many things are here for us to be able to enjoy. I'm out here in Arizona and the skies are dark at night and you can really see the stars, and I'm telling you, just be appreciative and know,
Yeah.
that Jesus came that we might have life and have it more
Mhm.
abundantly. And I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about all the things that he's given us to enjoy. And all I can say is, don't waste it. Enjoy your life. And again, don't be scared. Make the decisions and be open to
Yes.
opportunity, because you never know. I didn't know Miss Bessie was an assignment from God, not only to bless me, but you, Mary, and so many people. So I
Yeah.
am eternally grateful to Miss Bessie for calling me that day, and for Juliet coming back to
Mhm.
get me. She came back to get me, girl.
Yeah. But
She came back
but you
to
know,
get me.
that's
And if
nothing
she
but
hadn't
God.
come back to get me, I don't know what path I would be on. But it's
No.
just, like I said, through the pandemic and having these
Mhm.
girls that have been a blessing to me, and just, companions. And we're a team. We're an amazing team. So back to you, Mary.
No, I just want to thank you, Arlen, for spending this afternoon with us. I have truly enjoyed you. Truly, truly,
Oh,
truly.
welcome.
And would you come back again?
Oh, absolutely. It was my pleasure. I got so many stories, girl. I only touched the tip of the
Well,
iceberg.
I like to thank you for coming to the show. And I tell you, I'm honored that you took time out, because I know how busy you are. But just
Yeah.
yes and say, yeah, I would like to come on the show. I really do appreciate it. So thank you, Arlen. And I'll see
You're
you.
welcome.
Oh,
All
okay.
right. Bye, everybody. It was fun. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we come to near the end of our show, I want to first let you know, some of you already know, but this is now in paperback. People have asked for this book. This is the book that I've written. Have You Seen a Red Elephant? Is now on Amazon in paperback. So those of you that were interested in the paperback version, it's now available. And I want to make sure I let everybody know that. I've had people say, just tell me when it's in paperback. It's in paperback. And I also would like to tell you, for each and every one of you, please, on purpose, have the best day of your life today. Know that I have you on my mind. My prayers for you and yours go up from my heart. I love each and every one of you. I thank you for coming on today, and I'll see you next Monday. God bless you. Bye-bye.